Hello everyone, it's me Taylor. I'm back again with another video. So I would like to first start off by talking about my week and what I've been doing this week, what I've been accomplishing. So I want to first start out by talking about last week. Last Friday, I actually had the opportunity to meet with an investor, and he is going to invest money into my company to allow me to use that money towards things like marketing, getting my prototype developed, and to just move on to the next stage of my business. So I'm actually very excited about that. And this week has also been great. So last night I actually was able to go to a holiday party, and I was able to meet great people, have fun, and actually did some networking, which leads me into today's topic. So today I would like to talk about networking, what is networking, how do you network, and some do's and don'ts of networking. So I would like to talk about networking. So what is networking? Networking is just a chance to connect with others, to meet different people, and to really see what people can actually bring to the table, how they can help you, how you can help other people. So I would say the main goal of networking is really to form connections with people and to really understand what they can offer you and what you can offer them. And there's also, I would say, different do's and don'ts of networking. So today I would like to go into 5 do's and 5 don'ts of networking. So the first do would be to perfect your elevator pitch. So for those of you who don't know what an elevator pitch is, it's basically 60 to 90 seconds of just introducing yourself, who you are, what you do, either what your company does, your business does, or what your profession is, and why you do what you do, and what you're looking for. So if you have your elevator pitch perfected already before you get there, you can know what to say, and you don't have to worry about wasting time talking about stuff that maybe isn't as important, and you can get to what's most important in the conversation when approaching someone and when networking. Something else that's very important is to look nice, to really spend time on your physical appearance. Make sure maybe you wear a nice outfit, do your hair, do your makeup, and for women and for men, maybe get a haircut. And I would say looking nice is very important because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So it's very important to definitely care about your physical appearance so that when you're meeting someone, you have a nice professional appearance to you and you have a certain air and certain look about yourself. That's also very important. Number 3, I would say to be engaged. So when you're talking to someone, you want to make sure you're giving them eye contact, you're looking them in their eyes, you are being respectful, and you're not wandering around, your eyes aren't wandering around, maybe looking at other people, even if you're thinking in your mind, oh, I want to talk to him next, oh, I want to talk to her next. You're definitely engaged in who you're talking to and what that person has to say. It's very important. So after the conversation that you guys have at the networking event, what's really important is to exchange contact information. So you want to make sure that you do have a business card prepared with your name, with some way to get in contact with you. So a number, a cell number, and an email address. And if you have your own website, company website, I would say to put that on there as well. Some people have their own photo or their company logo. However you want to prepare your business card, it's very important to have a business card so you can not only give your business card, but you want to make sure that you get their business card as well. If, let's say, you run out of business cards and you don't have any, then either write the name on a piece of paper, exchange contacts in your phone, but definitely exchanging contacts is very, very important so that you can do what number 5 is on my list. And number 5 is to make sure you follow up within 24 hours, maybe to 48 hours after you leave the networking event. You definitely want to follow up with them. Say, hello, my name is so-and-so. It was great meeting you last night at the networking event. I would like to meet up with you and maybe have coffee, go for lunch, especially if you're interested in what they had to say and if they can help you in some way or you can help them. You definitely want to make sure that you do a follow-up so that you guys can keep in touch and stay connected. So just like there are some do's of networking, there are also some don'ts. So the first thing that I would like to say is don't be late. With the networking event, I know some people like to pop in and out. Some people come a little later. Some people leave early. I would say if you can to try to be on time and also stay for the entire duration of the event, just because you never know who will be there and they may leave early, they may come later, and you want to make sure that you can meet as many people as possible. So I would just say to try to be there for an entire duration of the event. That's important. My second piece of advice in terms of what not to do at a networking event would to not just blindly listen to everything that someone says. What I mean by that is you should take everything that someone says with a grain of salt. So sometimes people will give you really good advice. Their opinions will be, very good, very helpful. But sometimes people give what I call negative opinions. And sometimes those negative opinions can deter you from moving forward or from doing certain things. I actually have an example of that. So when I first came back to Silicon Valley and I started going to these networking events, I actually was approached by different people that said that I wouldn't be able to get an investor at such an early stage of my startup business. They said that I wouldn't be able to get an investor at least until I was making revenue or at least had my prototype developed. And if I had listened to those people, then I wouldn't have pursued trying to get an investor and I wouldn't have had the investment money that I needed currently. So all I'm going to say is to listen to everything that people have to say, but you don't necessarily have to follow what they have to say. You can make your own decisions based on what you think is right or what you think is wrong. So everyone does have an opinion, and most people's opinions is based on personal experiences that they have gone through. So I would just say to take everything lightly. Some things may be very beneficial, and maybe you should listen to those opinions and those people's advice. And some things I would say to maybe listen to your own conscience, or maybe listen to what you have to say as opposed to what they may have to say. Another piece of advice I would give in terms of a don't would be to not just take. So a lot of people attend networking events looking for what they can receive, what they can get from someone else. I need someone to help me with this, or maybe someone to help me with that. But they don't realize that other people are looking for the exact same thing. So when people attend these networking events, they shouldn't just be thinking about what they can gain from another person, but they should be thinking about what they can actually contribute to different people at the networking event as well. And that's very important because I think a lot of people are sometimes selfish at these events and they're just trying to say what they're looking for. But it's also really important to realize that just as much as you're taking, you should be giving and you should be contributing to these networking events. Another piece of advice that I would give for what not to do in a networking event would be to not focus all of your attention on one particular person. Sometimes this is hard to do because you may meet someone who's very interesting, you're engaged with what they have to say, you're very interested in what they're talking about, and everything's going great, but you do have to remember with a networking event, there are a lot of different people that can have something to offer you, and you don't want to get stuck talking to just one person, that you do forget to work around the room and get contact information for other people as well. Because I've actually experienced this myself when I've gone to networking events and I got so wrapped up in the conversation with one or two people, and at the end of the day I'm like, oh, I should have talked to this person for this, I should have talked to that person for that. So you don't want to waste your time, especially because like I said before, sometimes people leave early. So if you see someone or multiple people, you definitely want to make sure you work around the room and don't waste all your time with just one person. And my last don't would be to not make assumptions about people just based on their physical appearance. What I mean by this is sometimes the CEO could just be wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and you may just skip that person thinking, oh, they can't help me, there's nothing that they can bring to the table. And especially in Silicon Valley, you shouldn't just assume or make assumptions just based on how someone's physical appearance may be or just maybe how they dress. So definitely I would say to talk to as many people as you can and to not just skip someone because you just assume that they can't help you. So I would say to just not blindly judge someone based on their physical appearance. So guys, those are just some tips, some pieces of advice for things that you should and shouldn't do when attending a networking event. I hope you guys learned a lot, some very valuable information, and I will talk to you guys next time. And again, leave any questions, comments below, or any topics that you would like me to cover on the next video.